Page 242, look where you see the poem written. Roll of thunder, hear my cry, over the water by and by, old man comin' down the line, whip in hand to beat me down, but I ain't gonna let him turn me round. Top of 243. The night whispered of distant thunder. It was muggy hot, a miserable night for sleeping. Here I see the author is talking about the weather. I'm going to underline this and make an annotation in the margin. The night whispered of distant thunder. This is starting to create a suspenseful mood. I'm going to write that in the margin. Make sure you do that on your book now. Eyes back in, top of the page where it says twice. Keep your pen in hand. You're going to find more weather details where the author describes the weather and creates the mood. Get ready to annotate. Twice I had awakened hoping that it was time to be up, but each time the night had been total blackness with no hint of a graying dawn. On the front porch, Mr. Morrison sat singing soft and low into the long night, chanting to the approaching thunder. He had been there since the house had darkened after church, watching and waiting as he had done every night since Papa had been injured. No one had ever explained why he watched and waited, but I knew. It had to do with the Wallaces. Mr. Morrison's song faded, and I guessed he was on his way to the rear of the house. He would stay there for a while, walking on cat's feet through the quiet yard, then eventually return to the front porch again. Unable to sleep, I resigned myself to await his return by counting states. Miss Crocker had had a big thing about states, and I sometimes found that if I pretended that she was naming them off, I could fall asleep. I decided to count the states geographically rather than alphabetically. That was more of a challenge. I had gotten as far west as the Dakotas when my silent recitation was disturbed by a tapping on the porch. I lay very still. Mr. Morrison never made sounds like that. There it was again. Cautiously, I climbed from the bed, careful not to awaken Big Ma, who was still snoring soundly, and crept to the door. I pressed my ear against the door and listened, then slipped the latch furiously and darted outside. "Boy, what you doing here?" I hissed. Top of 244. "Hey, Cassie, would you keep it down?" whispered TJ, invisible in the darkness. Then he tapped lightly on the boy's door again, calling softly, "Hey, Stacy, come on and wake up, will ya? Let me in." The door swung open and TJ slipped inside. I pulled my own door closed and followed him. I'm in trouble, Stacy," he said. I'm really in trouble." "That ain't nothing new," I remarked. "What are you coming here for?" whispered Stacy icily. "Go get RW and Melvin to get you out of it." In the darkness, there was a low sob. Sob is a cry. And TJ, hardly sounding like TJ, mumbled, "They the ones got me in it. Where's the bed? I gotta sit down." In the darkness, he groped for the bed, his feet dragging as if he could hardly lift them. "I ain't no bed," I exclaimed as his hands fell on me. There was a deep sigh. Stacy clicked on the flashlight, and TJ found the bed, sitting down slowly and holding his stomach as if he were hurt. Right now, track into your packet, answer questions 1 and 2.